What is up, YouTube? I'm here with my 2017 Ford Expedition EL, and I got a Blueprint phone mount. It's this pretty cool looking mount that goes up on top of the dash. It's custom for this vehicle, even though technically I think it's a universal piece because it's used for a couple different vehicles, including Jeeps. But anyways, I bought this thing. I'm going to try to install it into my truck because I don't like the current positioning of my cell phone, and I also got a tuner that I want to put up there as well. So I've never installed one of these before. I've never even owned one. They're pretty expensive. I paid like 120 bucks for this. So we're going to install this and see if it's worth it. Here we go. So the instructions look pretty simple, just a single page. It gives you 3 different mounting options here, and they say it's because it depends on how much weight you want to put up there. You can just use some double stick tape and stick it up there as one option for light duty, or you have the self-tapping screws where you don't have to remove the panel up there, or you can use option 2, which also says no panel removal required, but I'm planning on going with option 3, which will use the nuts and bolts, and I'll remove the panel because, like I said, I want to try to get some cables up through here. So what I did first, it comes with this little panel popper tool, and I just pried up on this grill, on the speaker grill. So that comes right up. It sounds like you're breaking it, but just pop it up. Looks like there's some screws right there. I'm assuming 7mm or something. So I'm gonna go get some tools, unscrew those, and it does look like this whole tray is independent of the rest of the dash. So I think once I get those screws up, I'll be able to get that out. Okay, indeed, this does come up very easy. You just take out the 2 7mm screws that are right here and here. And then these are also 7mm screws that hold the speaker in. So you just take the speaker out, you remove the clip on the back, and you can take that right out, and then you just grab a hold of this, and I popped it right out. Very easy. So next, I guess I would just want to center that, mark some holes, and then drill them out. All right, before I drill any holes on that and actually mount that, I'm going to run this cable for my tuner. So it's all right here. It has to plug into the OBD2 port that's right there. So what I have is just some regular household wire. I think this is probably 14 gauge, and I'm going to slide it down through the dash and have it come down here. And this is the method I've done dozens of times before. In a past life, I was a car audio installer, and yeah, so I'll just run that through there, and then tape the end of it's actually an HDMI plug is what they use for this tuner. Tape that to the end and just pull it straight on through, and that way I won't have any visible wires at all going to the tuner. And then once I get it up there, I'll drill a little hole in that so the wire can come up through that tray. Okay, I've got the little wire sticking all the way through. I got it taped up down here, and hopefully I can pull that up. There's actually not a whole lot of space under there, so hopefully I can get that up through the tiny little path that I have. Yep, no problem at all. That came right up through. Now I'll take this off, and we'll get that installed. Well, I'm using my poor old Mustang that I haven't had a chance to work on in a long time. Watch my other videos if you're curious, but this is going to be getting a Tesla Model 3 motor that is attached, but has to go off the fabricator still. It's been a long time since I've worked on this, due to all the whole divorce and all that stuff. But anyways, back to this. This kit really does come with everything that you need, except for this. I mean, this is just a hole punch I'm going to use to mark the holes that I am going to drill out. But look, it even comes with drill bits. It comes with this bottle opener. And then this funny little tool right here, I use this QR code, scanned it, and it's actually to tighten the little wing nuts that go on the arms that stick off this thing. Yeah, so it has all of the screws, no matter which method that you want to mount it with. Comes with a little screwdriver. Honestly, I would rather this thing be $10, $20 cheaper than come with all this stuff. But yeah, it comes with pretty much everything you need. So what I'm going to do right now is just center this the best I can. I don't think it's even really going to matter because once it's up there, nobody's going to be able to tell if it's off slightly. But I'm going to try to get it as perfect as I can. So I'll line this up and then drill out one of these holes in each corner. And then maybe open up the center here for an oblong hole for the HDMI cable to come through. Okay, I ended up going with the second hole in right there. You can see the little mark there and there, just because the outer hole ended up being right on this part. And yeah, I want it to be flat. So got a hole right there, right, and then 2 holes right here. So I'll drill 2 holes and connect them so it's an oblong hole right there. All right, all the holes are drilled, and then obviously I have the larger hole right there in the center. I did double check, and it just fits the plug. So now it's time to mount this in here. Well, that went in nice. It does come with 2 extra screws, a couple more pennies I didn't have to pay for, but I ran into a problem. I didn't realize this, but my cable has nowhere to go. So I'm thinking, I don't really want to cut this out, but I'm wondering if I can drill out the top or notch this out so the cable can come out the back. And hopefully there's enough space. I think there will be enough because the speaker grill, I think, fits on the inside of this lip. So I think if I drill the top of this, so there's enough room for the cable to come through there. That's my plan, and that hopefully will work. Another added cost they could have saved is this is the second drill bit that it comes with. And I believe that one is if you use mounting method number 2, because you'll have these to drill into this piece. And again, could have saved a little money by not including that extra drill bit. But here I'm trying to drill through this, and this is some hard metal. I think I'm going to have to use a cutting wheel to try to notch that out a little bit. I was having a hard time getting this hole started, even with a center punch and a brand new drill bit. So this is some pretty hard metal. Yeah, so I'm thinking we're going to notch that out with a cutting wheel instead. Okay, that worked out much better. Oh, it's actually not square. Oh well. But I turned back enough that it's not going to chafe on the cord or anything. But that worked out pretty well. So now that means I can't screw this on until I get it in the car and get the cable through. But what I can do right now is mount these balls. And just so you know, when you're opening the packaging, for some reason, there's only 2 of the nuts mounted on here. And all of these were loose, and I almost threw this whole box away. I almost missed all those, and yeah, this one has them all attached. But yeah, so I guess I can just mount these balls. I'm going to put one on the left side for the cell phone, and I'm just going to center the other one for the display, and then I'll have a spot over here if I ever want to mount something else. All right, so I've got the first ball mounted. This will be the cell phone one that's going to be on the left side. But another thing that they didn't really need to include was these extra nuts, and these are actually kind of neat. I had to scan this QR code for it to tell me what these things were, but basically it has a little square head on there, and it fits right inside this channel, and it's the nut. So if you want to use these, then you can just loosen up these 4 bolts, and you can slide it around. So that seems nice. I mean, those are the ones I would think you really only need to include, but it also comes with all of these other nuts. So if you can see in there, it comes with those nuts as well. It doesn't really need so many different parts and nuts and screws and everything. Just send me what I need. So even though these things seem useful, if maybe you're not sure the placement, I'm fairly sure of my placement. I think I just want my cell phone to the left, and then here in the center, I want the other ball mount. So hopefully that is going to work. Otherwise, I'm going to regret not using these, that I could slide it around. But I think maybe I would just end up putting those in a bag and save them in my spare parts bin. Okay, time to get the center one on. Okay, second ball mount is on. And also, so you know, this second ball mount, again, came with extra nuts and bolts. So this time, actually, I have 6 of those sliders now, and I just used 4 on this one. So again, it comes with 2 extras. Yeah. So then I have all of these extras as well. These are the traditional nuts with washers that I used on the first one. But here in the middle, I ended up using these square-headed ones that fit inside this channel. And I did that just because I went a little bit off-center with the display. And if I end up hating that, all I have to do is loosen these a little bit, and I can slide this around and then tighten it back down. If I use the washers with the nuts, I'd have to unscrew the top plate and use this little wrench that it comes with and adjust it that way. But this way, with these nice little square head bolts, you can loosen this and slide it around to wherever you'd like. All right, so I've got that all attached. Time to take it into the vehicle. But again, I didn't come with that. But here are all of the extra pieces that it comes with. Oh, and the second ball mount came with another Allen wrench. Yeah, so it's got a lot of extra stuff that just, I don't know if this is worth 20 bucks, but take 20 bucks off the price. So I think it would be a little bit nicer. Well, I am glad I used those square head nuts on here, because you can see these mounting holes right here are not lining up. And that's because these square head bolts right here are hitting this mount for it. So I do need to loosen those and center up this ball a little bit more so that these holes right here line up. So it's not screwed down quite yet because I wanted to get the positioning before I mounted everything tight. But I ran into an issue that unfortunately I didn't really plan for. This is the display, And this is the mount that came with the display. This is something that just suction cups to the windshield. It didn't work very well in my review of my last one when I had this for my Ford Lightning EV. After a while, this just really did not stick and it kept coming off. It was really kind of pointless. And I thought I could just mount this onto here. It does have, that's the clip that this comes with, but it's not gonna work because they both need balls. So I need like a coupler. I don't even know if the ball is the same size. I was hoping it would be, or at least it would be adjustable enough to use it, but that is not going to connect. So I'm gonna have to see if I have any other kind of mounts. Oh my gosh. Hi, Addie. What are you doing out here? You?
It's right here.
It's a speaker.
Wait.
It's a speaker from the car. All right, so I'm gonna have to see if I have anything else in my garage that I can maybe make this thing work. So I just looked on their website and they do sell a ball coupler adapter. So I just measured this and this is indeed a 17 millimeter ball. This is the one that came with the display that I have. And the balls that Blueprint uses are 20 millimeter. So I did see a 17 millimeter to 20 millimeter ball adapter. Blueprint charges $7 for shipping. And oh man, I forget what the part was, like 18 bucks or something like that. But thankfully Amazon has it for like 13. So I'm gonna order from Amazon right now with free shipping and it'll be here tomorrow. Okay, it's just a day later. The adapter arrived. I have one side in right there and I'm gonna put the other side on and we'll see how this looks. Okay, there we are. I think I have it in a good position. I had my cell phone here. I'm filming with my cell phone right now, so I can't show you. But with my cell phone right there, I could still see the cell phone and the display clearly. So I think it looks pretty good. If anything, I could probably actually, I think I could probably lower this down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that looks better. So now the bottom of this is basically the same as the bottom of the cell phone when the cell phone is there in place. I'll have to get that one off. It still does vibrate and move just a little bit. You can see the play that it has. So we'll see how it is when I'm driving down the road and my cell phone is here. Hopefully it doesn't bounce around too much. But there we have it, all installed. I'll give it a little time, see how I like it. Then of course, don't forget to subscribe because I'll be doing a review of the display here as well soon. All right, so here is my final review of this Bulletpoint mount. You can see, I mean, I'm just going 65 right now, and this thing is bouncing around a ton. It's pretty dark in my car. Hopefully you can actually see this, but it just bounces. And that sucks. I'm not a fan of that at all. Also, let's see if I can do this. This has come loose. So on this one, I used the bolts that were like those little square head bolts that fit in there, and it came loose. So I'm gonna have to tighten that up, and if it still doesn't stay tight, then maybe put some Loctite on there because I don't want that to keep coming loose. So that's a little disappointing, but I'm most disappointed about how much this thing bounces. I mean, it was sold to me on the fact that it was supposed to be super secure, very strong, but just driving down the road, the highway at a regular pace, it just bounces like crazy. And when you're trying to focus on something, or if you just want to look at something real quick and it's bouncing, it's just hard to see. So for the price and the fact that it's bouncing, so it's worse than my other mount, I don't really recommend it. I'm gonna go in there and maybe, I don't know, maybe I can add a screw, or if I put something underneath the arms to maybe support it a little bit, I think that would help too. But it just sucks at whatever I paid for it, $139 or 130 bucks, whatever it was. This shit should be perfect. But that's it. That's my review. Hope this helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.